All right, so I just got to the shop. Go check some stuff out. All right, what am I working on? So here we go. All right, so the other day I finally I've been wanting to make like a patio table for a few years, and I finally did it. A buddy of mine and I, one of our first get-togethers actually is a good friend. We had a fire. We had to burn a big fire and burn some materials and brush and whatnot. And so I pretty much couldn't do it alone. It required the assistance of two people to manage the fire. And we had this like round patio table in there. I shouldn't have been burning it. It was metal, but it was in there, whatever. It was wrapped in like wicker, like plastic, you know, like your typical whatever. So as it's burning and the plastic's melting off this thing and it's glowing red, I'm like, I love it. I want it. We got to get that out of the fire. So yeah, we pulled it out of the fire. We salvaged it. That's what I do. I salvage stuff. So salvaged it from the fire and let it sit outside for 3 years so it could rust. We're just talking about the base here. There wasn't a top. The top was going to come later. And I let the base rust for about 3 years. And about like 2 weeks ago, I met some really wonderful people. They know who they are. You know, I don't know if they're going to see this, but in Exeter, and their dad was a collector, and he was so eclectic, and he saved everything. And you know, bless him for doing just that. I do the same. I want to continue to do the same. There's plenty of waste out there. There's lots of stuff that could be used and turned into other things. And this is the outcome of 3 years rusting, a buddy of mine and I getting to know each other over a fire and meeting some wonderful people in Exeter. And this is what I get out of it. So, what we have here is a rust table. I love rust. Rust is like one of my favorite things. It's really shiny. This is supposed to be satin. I mean, that's the shiniest satin I've ever seen. But it's the first coat, maybe the second coat, it'll dull down. When it sits out in the sun and it gets some UV light, it's really gonna fade. I wanted to just leave it. I wasn't even gonna put finish on it, but I want people sitting at this, you know, I don't want them to like go home with orange arms, you know, from resting their arms on the table and be like, oh my God, I'm never sitting at that. Or, you know, pardon my mouth. You know, oh my gosh, I don't want them to be like, oh, I'm sitting at Nick's table and now I got lobster arms eating lobster, you know. So what we got here, this was your typical base. You know, I don't know if I should be giving away all my secrets, but whatever. Here's some of the plastic that, you know, it didn't burn off all the way. It melted to it. I was thinking about putting it back in the fire and burning off some more of that. You know, I understand the environmental impact of burning that plastic off of here. I sure do. You know, in the future, if I were to do this again, I might, you know, just strip it with a razor knife and not do it the way that I had done it. Lesson learned. I learned. We all learn. Anyways, I really like it. I like the way it came out. I'm gonna make some custom chairs out of salvage for it. So my chairs are gonna have, you know, metal, pipes, whatever I got laying around. You know, I don't like to spend money. I don't think many people do. Try to keep things cheap. Not cheap on the quality side, but just, you know, on the wallet side. It's the only way I make it through life. And you know, anyways, so here we have it. So what this is, I do believe, is I think that this is the bottom or the end of a oil tank, you know, like a 1,000-gallon big oil drum. Has 2 ends. And what the guy did was he torched it off of here. So it's not clean, but it's nice. It's melted, you know, it's melted smooth. It's not sharp. There's no sharp edges on here. You know, people are gonna look at this and go, oh my God, you know, gosh, you know, mouth. They're gonna be like, well, am I gonna get hurt sitting at this thing? Oh, heck no, you're not gonna get hurt sitting at this thing. Now, if it's baking in the sun and it's like 120 degrees surface temperature on here, hey, you know, maybe I'll put a little memo on there that says caution, you know, maybe hot. I can't say contents because, you know, the only contents are the video. Anyways, so yeah, I'm just rambling. This is my table base. I'm excited about it. First coat is on. Got to do the bottom side. Yeah, it's hard to see. I'm gonna flip it upside down when I get the bottom side. What I use for a finish is some Cabot Spar varnish. It says extreme weather protection, delivers a marine quality finish. This is not going in the water, but it will be exposed to the elements. So, hey.